So thank you for joining us. And we're recording this tonight for Jamie's friend and family. Robert couldn't get on tonight. And it's really to encompass a lot of what she has learned over the past year and a half or so, and what I've learned over the last 17 years. And as I was telling Rachel, I used to be a high school guidance counselor, and I made my way through college and everything, just kind of eating how I grew up. You know, meat and potatoes. I'm from Ohio originally, and junk food. Whenever my mom said, oh, whoever goes on an errand, you know, they get a treat. So I always went on those errands. I got the M&Ms, I got the McDonald's, I got the Cokes, and that's kind of how I lived for a very long time. Never knowing that that was also what was running down my immune system, what could have been the cause of my allergies that I no longer have, you know. So it really is important for you to look at, what are you doing to take care of the body that you have, you know. We only get one. So we need to really take care of it. Just like when you go out to your car, what if it doesn't start? Is that maddening or what? Well, right. If our body doesn't start, that's a real problem. Or if we have health concerns, we can't really enjoy the fullness of life. So we do need to take care of our body. So the question you can ask yourself is, how are you taking care of you? You know, what are you doing daily as good habits to take care of you? Because really those habits are what adds up to optimal health later in life, not just now, but like how many years from now, you know, depending on how long you want to live, how do you want to feel that many years from now? So it's really important to look at eating real food, which we're going to go into detail about, exercising, just moving your body. You know, we were created to move. We were put on the ground to eat off the ground and eat the real food and get the real food off the ground. So if we're not moving, then, you know, that's a problem. And then drinking water, we're supposed to drink half our body weight in ounces every day. So a 200-pound man, you slash that in half, that's 100 ounces. Sleeping 7 to 9 hours per night, and preferably not being stressed to the max, right? And we live in a real stressful society where that is what's happening. So you just want to really think about, how are you taking care of you? Well, the biggest thing is the food factor. You know, if you look at the statistic at the bottom, experts agree 75% of diseases are preventable, preventable with good nutrition. And I've seen a lot of things reversed, okay? The problem is 90% of food eaten in America is processed. When you go down those aisles in the food store, those are usually processed foods. If you go in the fast food, stores and all that, or restaurants, that is probably processed food. So as much as possible, you want to eat real food. Dr. David Katz of Yale, he studies children's nutrition. He said children are more harmed by poor diet than by drugs, alcohol, and tobacco combined. So that's how important it is. And unfortunately, we're eating a lot of processed food, which isn't the kind of nutrition Thomas Edison is referring to in this quote. The doctor of the future will no longer treat the human frame with drugs, but rather will cure and prevent disease with nutrition. So what is he talking about? Is he talking about ding-dongs and ho-hos? Doubt it, right? So over here, you'll see a picture of real food. Real food rots. The watermelon rots, okay? The processed food has so many extra additives that your body is having to really work hard at. So this is just an example of one that doesn't rot. You know, we've all done these experiments in our community, and, you know, still doesn't rot no matter what. So it's good to get food that has live enzymes. That's why it rots, or it sprouts. So we like to say, if it doesn't rot or sprout, throw it out. It's better to have those real foods that have live enzymes, and those don't have a long label that you have to figure out, is that real food? The road to good health. 150 doctors researched 4,500 studies on what keeps us healthy. The only common denominator was fruits and vegetables, lots of them. Okay, so the government has tried to get across to us how much we're supposed to eat. And we're actually supposed to eat 7 to 13, preferably raw would be great. Vine ripened would be great, because a lot of the fruits and vegetables we're eating are not vine ripened. They're picked way ahead of time. So you might see green bananas. You might see fruits or vegetables from another country. You know, it takes time to get it to the store. But overall, you need 7 to 13 servings, okay? And so when they tried to get that across, they did 5 a day so that we would at least eat 5, and they still found people only eat 1 to 2. But they say, okay, half your plate. So they're trying to get it across. You need to eat lots of fruits and vegetables at every meal. And so the reason why is because the fruits and vegetables don't have as much nutrition as it did in the past, okay? A lot of factors. There's irradiation, there's pesticides, herbicides, picked early, stuff like that, not rotating. So our fruits and vegetables don't have as much nutrition. But why is it still so important to have fruits and vegetables? Because they detoxify us and they protect our cells, which we'll get to the protecting part in a minute. Inside of plants are phytonutrients. Phyto means plant, nutrients. And so it's amazing to learn. This is what I learned 17 years ago that got me very excited, was that fruits and vegetables, each one has 10,000 nutrients or phytonutrients. In a multivitamin, there's only 30. And only 13 of those are actually vitamins. If you look up on the internet, how many vitamins have ever been discovered ever and identified? 13. Okay. So which would you rather? Try to bridge the gap with a vitamin that only has 13 or 30, or an apple that has 10,000. So then the kale has 10,000, the orange has 10,000, all the different fruits or vegetables have 10,000 nutrients, or thousands, you could say. But only one of them is vitamin C. So you're missing the 9,999 other good things that are in that apple, orange, or peach, or whatever, okay? Hopefully you guys understood that. The part about protecting your cells is really important. This is like another thing that got me really excited. I have a research background, and to hear about, every day that you do not have enough fruits and vegetables, it's like standing in front of an X-ray machine. Now, nobody would really want to do that, right? But that's what happens if you don't have the same amount of antioxidants in your body as you do oxidative stress. Because what happens on the cellular level, just as we're breathing and eating, is something called oxidation. And there's a byproduct of that oxidation. And on here, it's called mutagenic oxidants. I've also heard it called free radicals. Those free radicals hit on your good cell 10,000 times a day. Okay, so every cell, your brain cells, your blood cells, whatever cells, they're all getting hit on. And so those are like free radicals that need to bond with an antioxidant in order to be neutralized. So that is why we need to eat so many fruits and vegetables, because we are all undergoing this oxidative stress. That's what then causes aging and causes mutation of cells. And so you'll see that some people age faster. Some people age slower, and you'll look at the lady's skin. They're trying to show you, you could age faster. I've seen it happen in my own family. But also look at the apple. When you put lemon juice, which is an antioxidant, that helps to neutralize that oxidation. So it's the same thing inside our body. We need a lot of antioxidants, fruits and vegetables every day. And so Time Magazine says the news isn't that fruits and vegetables are good for you, it's that they're so good they could save your life. Because if you really start looking into this, you'll see that it's like the number one answer for any disease to, like we've already said, prevent or reverse it. And, you look up anything, it'll say eat more fruits and vegetables, eat lots of them. And sometimes people turn to juicing, especially if they're diagnosed with cancer. Along with juicing, though, you're losing the fiber. You're also getting a lot of sugar and things like that. There's nothing really wrong with juicing in my mind. People don't really stick to it. They don't really have that variety. And raw is important, and vine ripen, all those different things. And this was a poster that I just couldn't even believe. I thought either you get cancer or you don't. Nobody ever thinks they're going to get cancer, so I never really thought I would get cancer. But I thought it's just kind of doled out randomly, but I didn't realize that we actually hold something in our hands every day, that we need to put lots and lots of raw fruits and vegetables in our body, and a variety to help prevent cancer. But the same with Alzheimer's, same with stroke, same with Parkinson's, any of those things. You need lots of fruits and vegetables. Well, I was really thankful to learn about Juice Plus, especially after learning all that other stuff. My friend, who was so much healthier than me, introduced this to me, and she was from a family that knew the value of juicing. because her mom was trying to beat an autoimmune disorder. And so they were juicing all the time. And when she heard about Juice Plus, she got so excited. And so she was telling me about it. And then I did the research part and all that, to try to figure out if that's what I could get excited about. And sure enough, I've been excited about it for the last 17 years because it has totally changed my health outlook. This is a way to get 30 different raw, vine-ripened fruits and vegetables and berries into your diet every single day. And there's so much research behind it, so much good stuff I'm going to share with you. Here's my before and after picture. The before pictures with my baby Matthew when I knew nothing about nutrition. That's why I've got that book over there just to remind me to tell you guys about the best odds diet that I kind of skipped over because I really didn't know what brown rice was, brown eggs, omega-3s. I didn't know any of that stuff. My family was not into that. So I just thought I'll do the best I can. And I had Matthew. He did have some developmental delays that I wish I would have been better at nutrition back then, but I really just didn't know anything. But 6 months later, in time to feed him, I was introduced to Juice Plus. So I was really glad because I started to really cognitively think about what am I going to feed Matthew, And then at the same time, though, I got pregnant with my second baby, who isn't pictured here, another boy, Daniel. And that was a very healthy pregnancy using Juice Plus and also the complete shake, which I'll share with you. And then 7 years later, at a time when doctors are like, no, you should not be pregnant at age 40. They really don't like that, by the way. When you're advanced age is what they call it. I was like, listen, buddy, I'm healthier than ever. And so I had baby girl number 3 or whatever, baby number 3, Emma. And I was just so much healthier. I knew that she would be fine. So anyway, and she was. So that was my before and after picture for your enjoyment. Juice Plus is different from anything that's out there on the market. And I can say that because I've seen, so much over the years. And I know there's research to show that there really isn't anything like it. It's a whole food product. So it's got a food label. It doesn't have a vitamin label. It has vitamins in it. It has phytonutrients, vitamins, minerals, all that stuff that fruits and vegetables have. But it's not an isolated vitamin. And it doesn't have GMO ingredients. It's dairy-free, it's gluten-free. And there's a third-party validation saying there are no herbicides, pesticides, heavy metals, banned substances, and everything. Sorry, guys. Okay. I think it was my internet. Did I get frozen too?
You did.
Oh, that's so terrible.
That's okay.
Was I on this?
Yeah, yes. You were on that. You just started.
It said my internet connection was unstable. I don't know what's happening in the house of 5, So sorry. Okay. Anyways, NSF certified that everything that they say is on the label is in the product. There's no additives. There's no herbicides, pesticides, heavy metals, no banned substances. And then the research is really what I got excited about. When I first started Juice Plus, there's only 3 studies, so I've seen every one of them come out since. The first 3 studies are phenomenal. And here are the different universities and medical centers that have done Juice Plus research. You might find some of your favorites there. There's also MD Anderson Cancer Center. It's like the one of the largest cancer centers in America. And they've used the Trio Blend and the Complete Shake, which I'll tell you about in a second. So what have they found overall? Now, this is just a summary. I mean, every study is exciting. If you want to read more, you go on juiceplus.com. But it improves cardiovascular wellness. There's different measures of that you can look at or that they've looked at in different studies. And so I wonder if this is still recording. Oh, I don't know. And then supports a healthy immune system. The T cells go up. The natural killer cells go up. That's what got me excited because I realized after starting Juice Plus and doing some research, my allergies were just a symptom of a poor immune system. And so that was why my allergies went away because I started to beef up my immune system. And that helps for anybody who's got some kind of autoimmune problem, but who doesn't want a better immune system is what I say. Okay, and then it improves your gums, improves your skin. They actually found better microcirculation, better hydration, better skin density thickness. As you get older, your skin gets thinner. So this actually showed that your skin got thicker, which is good because that's a protective thing for us. Reducing that oxidative stress. Remember, that's what causes mutation and aging and disease quicker. And so that's reduced within 28 days. And that's really good. And then inflammation, which every disease is correlated with high levels of inflammation, that goes down within 30 days also. So there's so many good things. I could go on and on. Better pulmonary lung health, less obesity factors when they looked at just the capsules even, and then protecting the DNA. They found that the DNA was less damaged over time. So actually it's just 80 days. The Juice Plus Complete Shake is wonderful. So for Juice Plus, the micronutrients, what I just showed you, the 30 fruits and vegetables, we take some capsules, or the kids can have chewables, or both. And then we do the complete shake every morning. And it's a great way to start the day. It's a great way to jumpstart your metabolism. A lot of people don't eat breakfast, which is surprising. They say, I'm not hungry. But once you start eating breakfast, it's actually very good for you, and you have less of a mortality rate. If you eat breakfast, they say men have a 40% higher mortality rate if they don't eat breakfast, women 20%. So it's really important to break that fast. And this is good for the whole family. We just put whatever ingredients we want in with the vanilla or chocolate shake. It's a way to increase your plants in your diet. And so it's really important. That's what the healthier countries eat. They eat a lot of plants. So at least one meal, and sometimes two, can be replaced with good plants that the healthier countries would eat. Things like Jerusalem artichoke is in that also, which helps build your intestinal bacteria. Lots of good ingredients. I've had that shake for the last 17 years. Had a little bit tonight, had some after I played racquetball today. I can't get enough of it. It's so good. So how do you feel after you eat is what I feel like this slide should say. How do you feel after you eat? Do you get cravings? Like you eat one thing, now you crave the next thing. Do you go high and low? So high glycemic foods, low glycemic foods. If you have foods that have a lot of fiber, then you stay in that zone of willpower where you don't need as much willpower to control all your cravings. So when you're eating a lot of low glycemic foods, it helps. And that's really foods that have plant fibers. So it's better to do that than those sugary ones or, white flour, things like that, breads. So Jamie's going to share with us her story of what got her all excited. And then after that, about your son too.
Yeah, and out of the interest of time, I know it's going to cut us off. So if anybody needs...
No, it won't cut us off.
Oh, I thought it was going to cut us off. Okay, well, good. Then I have a little extra time. So first, I want to start by saying thank you guys all for being here. I'm so excited to be able to share my story with you. And if I've shared it before, I get to share it again, and I love it. So I started out a year and a half ago before I had ever really even heard of Juice Plus. And I was obviously in that before picture. I was over 200 pounds at 5'1". I was a year into having had my son, and I was depressed. And I didn't feel good. I was in a bad place in my life. And I happened to connect with an old friend via Facebook, and I saw how amazing she looked after having 2 children. And I didn't look anywhere near as amazing after having only 1. And I was a year into it. And I kind of did a when Harry met Sally moment and said, I'm going to have what she's having because I can't be who I've been anymore. I did not realize at the time how many changes would happen to me. I just knew I wanted something different. I have notes here. That's why I keep looking down, because there's so many things that I want to try and touch on. In the first 2 weeks of me having been on Juice Plus, I noticed all of a sudden my skin looked brighter and it started to clear up. And I had had adult acne since I was 24 years old. So this was profound for me. I was completely shocked and I didn't expect it at all. But lo and behold, 2 weeks in, all of a sudden my face started to clear up. And that was just taking the duo at first. I didn't even think about the trio because I was like, whatever, just going to start on 2. Well, after that, I ordered the trio because I was like, this is really great. And I'm just going to do more and more things. I started to have more energy after the first 2 weeks. I was drinking 4 cups of coffee a day at least, and I narrowed it down to 1. And even at that, I wouldn't always have a cup of coffee, and I didn't even get headaches when I started to reduce my caffeine intake, which was amazing. So that was, again, within the first 2 weeks. Within the first 2 months, all of a sudden, I started losing weight without really even trying. At the time, I wasn't even really able to exercise because I was over 200 pounds and I just didn't have the energy to. So I would, maybe the most I could do was like walk around the block, and I was breathing really heavily. But I started losing weight without trying very hard at all. And so I included the shake in my diet because I figured, okay, I'm going to go at this full force and I'm going to take charge, and I want more energy and I want to be able to walk around the block faster. So I started to incorporate the shake, and I started dropping weight like you would not believe. Within a month, I literally lost 18 pounds. And I was like, holy moly. And it was from adding the shake, getting more energy. And I did start to exercise because I could all of a sudden. Then I spoke to my pediatrician about Ellis, because Ellis was getting sick quite a bit. There he is, my beautiful little man. He was getting sick a lot. He was born where he had to be resuscitated because the cord wrapped around his neck. And after that, he had a lot of colds and bronchitis and stuff. And my pediatrician, I told her what I was doing, and she said, you should definitely try it for your son because it's whole foods, all fruits and vegetables, and it's not going to hurt him. It can only make him better. Well, fast forward to a year after that. So now a year and a half later, and all of a sudden, Ellis doesn't get sick as often. And when he does, my whole family here who I live with happened to have had this horrible flu for about a month and a half already, where my father and mother are coughing. My son literally caught a little cold for 3 days and he was over it. And that, I believe, is truly having to do with the Juice Plus, because he's got a 2.5-year-old body. I did not catch a thing. Knock on wood, knock on my Juice Plus bottles, whatever it is. I haven't caught anything. I have not been sick. I have not been down for the count at all. No fevers, no nothing. He and I both always had anemia issues. And I recently had both of our blood work done, and neither of us have any kind of blood deficiencies in any way, shape, or form, no vitamin deficiencies. And this is all, again, from just Juice Plus. I don't take any other kind of vitamins or anything like that. I take my fruits and vegetables through Juice Plus, and I take my fruits and vegetables more and more raw as well. So we have stabilized blood. We do not have low iron anymore, which we always had. We do not have B12 or vitamin D deficiencies. So we are stable there, I'm very proud to say. A big thing that happened recently that I'm very proud to share is I do have polycystic ovarian syndrome, and that's been a plague for me for about 9 years now, 8-9 years now. I have recently been found to have 80% less of the cysts that I once had. I've had 2 scrapings already. They were 6 months apart. And now that I'm on Juice Plus, I haven't had a scraping in over a year. And the doctor was amazed because he said, whatever you're doing, you just need to keep doing it, because I can't even find cysts to remove. You're amazing. So that has been my journey so far. Oh, and I also wanted to say my allergies, because Sharon, you had mentioned also that you used to have allergies. Well, I used to have allergies awful. I live in New Jersey, and it's the Garden State. And the last time I lived here 10 years ago, everybody always thought I had a cold all the time. Lo and behold, I had allergies. Well, I have not had any problems with allergies since I've lived here, and I've lived here since April. Same with Ellis. He has no problems with allergies. And I really do believe that it has to do with Juice Plus, because I had such issues before. So my immune system is stronger. I'm losing weight. I feel good. I want to do better all the time. And it is a journey. It's an ongoing journey for me. But I'm actually excited about my journey instead of feeling defeated about my journey. And I know that Juice Plus is taking me there, and I'm really excited. So I'm glad I could share it with the people I love. There's my story.
Awesome. I didn't even know all that. So thank you, Jamie, for sharing that, and I didn't even say all the different benefits I've had, a lot more energy, things like that. I love hearing about you and about Ellis, and it's so cute. He's such an adorable child. Well, speaking of children, when he becomes 4, he gets to be part of the Children's Health Study. And so it's good for you guys to know that as an adult, children can take Juice Plus, in the womb. in their food after like 6 months, in gummy form after they start to get some teeth, but they can get it for free after 4 years old. And so, you can always sponsor a child to be able to help them with their health and fill out surveys, stuff like that, even undergraduates in college. So it's part of 1 million children who are on Juice Plus for free. It's called the Children's Health Study. And they, of course, found the same things we've found with our family. Our family does not have to go to the doctor for sick visits. And, they have to call us sometimes. They want us to come in for well visits. And sometimes I wonder why. It's like, okay, we're good. But anyway, so, it's just a different normal where I see a lot of kids, like I'm getting texts, like mass texts with my daughter's basketball team. It's like this little, team, and some of them are middle school, some are elementary. And there's like somebody always sick, and it just kills me because I know that is what my normal would be. And a lot of people think that is normal. And I was speaking with a lady today, and she's like, and I hope I don't get bronchitis after this cold. Well, being a Juice Plus person, you don't get that sick where it ends up you miss things or you get antibiotics, things like that. It like comes in your throat and it goes back out. You know that something is trying to enter, but it's like it goes right back. So for me, it's like buying a new body because that was not the way it was before. We do have a program that is like a detox program where people also lose weight. And that is really by focusing on real food. This is my husband. It was always a prayer of mine and a struggle for him to eat properly. And when I would go do these presentations, we didn't have Zoom, we didn't have Facebook. So I'd go out and do presentations, and he would take the children to like wings and things, and it was like, why are you sabotaging my family when I'm trying to get everybody to eat healthy, So finally, after many prayers and after his father died and his friend, who was another band director like him, died of heart issues and stuff like that, he finally started on the journey to better health, and he's lost like 40 pounds. So, and it's mostly incorporating these guidelines, and we call it the Shred 10, but he's been doing a modified Shred 10 for a couple years. And so what that is doing 2 shakes a day, not eating after 6 or 7, eating real food, taking our trio capsules. And then the Shred 10, though, helps you to eliminate gluten. Now, I'm not that great at it, so I say modified Shred because I know that gluten, it would be great to get rid of it, but sometimes I have a hard time with that. Dairy, I don't have as much of a hard time with. Caffeine, I don't have as much hard time because, like Jamie said, with Juice Plus, you have a lot more energy. You really don't need the caffeine. You might like the taste of it, which I also like, but I don't do it as much as I used to. And then alcohol, so we try to just kind of purify our bodies to detox for 10 days. But what that also does is that actually helps teach us how to eat better. And so every month we do this. We do a Shred 10 starting at the beginning of the month. We just started one today. And so it's good. We have a group. We have a support group for that and everything. That if you want to be part of that, you can get back with Jamie. And then I want to tell you about one more thing before we kind of close. The Tower Garden. The Tower Garden is something that is also part of Juice Plus. So I told you about the micronutrients in the capsules or the chewables. That's your 30 fruits, vegetables, berries. The complete shake, which is a macro way to get food, that's really nutritious. And the third way to bridge the gap with whole foods is a tower garden, or any gardening, is great for you. This is the future of gardening. It's vertical growing, so it doesn't take up a lot of room. You can have it indoors with grow lights, which is awesome. And it's based on Epcot technology from Disney, where it's all about the future. And it's really cool. It's hydroponic, aeroponic. It grows 30% more, 3 times faster. No dirt, which is really key. No digging or weeding. And you really don't have to take good care of it, because I don't. I'm not that good at it. But you just plug it in, the water circulates, the nutrients circulate, and you just kind of, you plant seeds or you plant seedlings, and then lettuce comes, kale comes, things like that. So anything that's not a root or a tree can grow in the tower garden, and it's about 5 foot tall, 3 feet wide. We have it in our backyard, but it could be on a porch. It could be inside. People have it inside, especially during the winter. So I just wanted to throw that in there because that is something that also is inspirational to eat more fruits and vegetables, and it's not genetically modified and they're vine ripened and all that good stuff. Well, overall, though, I want you guys to realize good nutrition is going to equal good results. So if you take Juice Plus, if you include the shake, if you include the shake twice a day, if you eat more whole foods, all these different things, those are all going to get you good results. Because people ask me, well, what about this disease? What about this disorder? Our bodies need good nutrition. And so Juice Plus is a way to get concentrated nutrition from whole food. And your body then knows what to do with it so that it can heal itself, or we have an internal pharmacy that it kind of opens those pill bottles. What you eat has a big effect on your mood, has an effect on all kinds of things. Like she's saying with her polycystic, whatever, ovaries.
Polycystic ovarian syndrome.
Okay. PCOS, I know it's called also. And so it's amazing. I've heard so many amazing stories. And it all really comes down to a lot of good nutrition, and good nutrition will give you good results. And I just want to encourage you guys to join our Facebook group. We are working on ourselves, and the theme for this month is Project Me. Let's take care of ourselves. And some ways you can do that is Juice Plus, and also just joining us and being inspired to make simple changes every single day. So I'm going to go ahead and stop my PowerPoint and also just turn off the recording. Did you want to say any last words to them, though,
Yeah,
Jamie?
I definitely do, because I do want to reinforce that this is not something for somebody who's perfect. This is actually something for everybody. I am not a perfect eater. I don't ever claim to be a perfect eater. I don't eat only fruits and vegetables. I don't, I do eat bread, and I do like wine, and I do like my coffee, and I haven't really had to change any of that. Literally all I did was add Juice Plus to my diet. I know that I'm bridging the gap. I know that if there's a day when, and I hate to say it, and I'm sorry, Sharon, but if there's a day when maybe I don't get the physical fruits and vegetables that I should be getting, I know I took my Juice Plus for that day. So that's 30 fruits and vegetables right there. I know that I had my shake in the yeah. I know I had my shake in the morning because I drink it every morning. So that's an extra 15 fruits and vegetables. So I've had 45 fruits and vegetables for the day. So even if I don't get another raw fruit or vegetable or cooked fruit or vegetable in my mouth all day, I had 45 and
That's
I'm
right.
good. So I'm not perfect, and I don't ever want anybody to claim to be. You don't have to be. Juice Plus helps you to get the nutrition that you need, even when you're not perfect, even though we're not perfect. So what I wanted to add.
Awesome. Thank you, Jamie. I'll turn off the recording.